Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Different Faces podcast. My name is Brian Young. I'm here with the homie, Beck, formerly Rebecca Byram, but she was never really Rebecca. She was always Beck. Mm-hmm. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation. We got some topics here submitted via social media. If you have anything you'd like to send in, just send it to your boy, and I'll give you a shout out on the podcast. Without further ado, Beck, introduce yourself.
I'm Beck Byram. I met Brian in art class in freshman year, and he was, a decent person. He was pretty nice.
A decent person? I was cool as shit, boy.
You were way cooler than every other senior in that class.
Yeah,
no
I
lies.
know. I'm a cool dude.
Yeah, there was Pierce who was like, Republicans are oppressed.
Man.
And then he was like, just weird in general.
Whoa, you're taking shots back.
I'm sorry.
All right, taking shots. That's what we're going to do. Want to give the people your social media?
I will give you all my Twitter, which is at BeckOO.
I knew that's how you pronounced it. I knew
O-O.
it.
Yeah.
I don't get why OO.
It's a face. It's a cute little face.
See, I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be the face or OO. Like I thought. Like I don't know. Okay, so Beck OO. What else, if anything?
That's all.
That's all you feel like sharing?
Yeah, that's all I feel like sharing.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter, Brian is the King. It's Brian with a Y. On Instagram, Brian the King with 2 G's. And Snapchat, Brian is the Boss. If you like this podcast, don't forget to share it with your friends, with your family, with your cat. I don't care.
Your coworkers.
Your coworkers. Just give us a rating, give us a review. Tell us that you like us. All right. So, first topic from Kat Antini. That's her Snapchat is XVanillaCherryX, New California. Beck, what are your thoughts on New California?
I think that's a pretty stupid idea. The New California would have San Jose, Fresno, San Diego, Sonoma, and Eureka, which are all like liberal cities. Yeah, so it wouldn't make sense. They would just have instead of one big liberal state,
they would have two.
They would have two.
Liberal. So there's no point. I don't get it. Rural people are weird. They do weird shit, like having sex with their cousins and sisters and brothers.
Ooh.
Yeah, taking shots at you, liberal.
Rural.
Whoa, I like
California.
Rural California. Rural California, rural states, fuck you. Just fuck off with your Donald Trump voting asses. I don't like you guys. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they think that they can take San Diego or the South Bay area. It's kind of weird. I don't think that this is a measure that's going to pass, obviously, because you can't just break up a state into two. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about it. All right, move on to our next topic from Colette. That's Callahan _7 on Snapchat. Beck, do you associate red with math and blue with English, or blue with math and red with English?
Red is definitely math. I mean, it's just so you go in a math class, you don't feel the calm serenity of blue. You go in and you're
math.
Yeah, you're fuck math. I hate this place.
So how she explained it to me was, that's what I said at first. She said that science is green.
Yes.
Okay, but if science is green, then how is math not blue? Because blue and green are close to each other on the color scale, right?
I guess, but that doesn't mean I don't know, it's the emotion that those subjects
The emotion of math is anger and red.
Yes.
And blue is English, because English is shown. You can bullshit your way through it.
Yeah, English, it does not matter.
See, but
science is green because, it's, natural. It's,
Whoa.
I said that really weird. No, it's just, the emotion that science gives off. It's, it's relaxing, but it's still a little interesting, like green.
Is it though? Science can be intense. Like physics? Physics is crazy.
I don't think physics should be qualified as a science. It's just math.
Wait, what?
It's just math.
It's a science.
It's just math.
How is it? No, it's not just a math.
What part of physics does not involve math in every single step?
It involves math, but that's just science. All science involves math. Biology involves math. So is chemistry. Is chemistry not a science because it involves math? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's all math.
I just don't agree.
You just don't agree?
Yeah.
How do you not agree?
It's just my opinion.
Your opinion is whack.
I'm sorry. Well, no, because math, you're angry because it doesn't mean anything.
Fair enough.
You go in and you're like studying geometry. When are you going to use geometry if you're not like building stuff?
I don't know. You know it to not be stupid.
Well, I don't know, but like you can like kind of apply like sciences to your daily life. Like don't mix vinegar and bleach or you will die.
Fair enough.
Like that's just it's like more interesting and engaging.
It is more interesting.
So
but
green is the color to suit it.
Blue and green are similar.
Yes, but math and science don't have similar vibes, even if they're like intertwined.
Okay, so because you don't feel the vibe.
Yeah.
You specifically. Therefore, they are not into. No, that's not how it works.
Well, it's just my opinion that blue is English, green is science, and red is math.
You heard it here first. Beck's opinion is whack and she lives in a delusional world.
Come on. You say that about everything I do. You say that because I like tea, I'm delusional.
Okay. Boba tea. I don't get boba. Is it a food or is it a tea? Which one is it? You can't be both. You can't have fucking pearls in your tea.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
How? When you're drinking something, why would you want something that tastes like balls in your mouth?
Okay. So if you have coffee,
right?
You put a sugar cube in coffee.
Fair.
Is a sugar cube is a sugar cube a drink or is it a food?
You know, I don't eat sugar cubes. Isn't it supposed to like dissolve in the coffee? Isn't that the point? Got him. Got him. You're on the ropes. You're struggling.
Well, like people put like fruit in drinks and stuff, right?
People put fruit in drinks?
Yeah. Have you ever seen them like I don't know, like cocktails?
Like alcohol?
I mean, just like in general, like drinks, if they're like fancy. Like you put a cherry on like a milkshake. Is that a food or is it like part of the drink?
Well, you eat the cherry, right? You just pick up the cherry and you eat it.
Yeah, but you also like eat the boba.
See, but you don't drink the drink with the cherry in it. Like you don't take a sip from your milkshake and then suck up the cherry. That'd be weird.
Maybe we should.
No, I tell that person, get out of my restaurant. You're not allowed. You're banned if you're doing that shit.
It's McDonald's.
It's McDonald's, you're still banned. Fuck out of here. You know, restaurants like McDonald's, like, I go to Denny's a lot because it's cheap and it's, like, relatively good for the price. My clothes always smell like cigarettes when I come out.
Why?
I don't know. Just Denny's, man. It's so weird. Every time I, like, sniff my sweater, it smells like cigarettes.
Every time I go to Denny's, I, like, witness domestic abuse in a parking lot.
Yeah, Denny's is not a good place for kids, low-key.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty shady place. But I'm about their food. I like it.
Yes.
Like, I'll go to fucking Denny's. I don't care. If someone wants to fight me, then I'm black, so they're probably not going to. But you look like the type of person.
I would get mugged.
You get mugged at a Denny's. I would mug you at a Denny's.
You would mug me at a Denny's?
Yeah, we go to together and I'd still mug you. I don't care. Who are you?
Even if I drove you there? You'd still mug me? You'd make me drive you home?
Well, yeah, I still would. Of course. Of course. Man, I don't know. Denny's is Denny's better than IHOP for the price?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, yeah. That's fair. Because people like IHOP, but...
I don't know. I feel like IHOP is just, like, too, like... I don't know. It's constrained, you know? It's got no diversity. It's
pretty posh.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, like...
I think that Denny's is, like...
Yeah,
it's down to earth. You go into Denny's, no one expects you to be, like, wearing clothes.
You can walk up into the Denny's with your dick hanging out, wagging everywhere. Hey, everybody, let me get my unlimited pancakes. You know, there was a video I saw on Twitter, like this Denny's guy got his dick sucked by some really attractive blonde teenager. He was like their waiter.
On Twitter?
Yeah, this older Latino man was working at a Denny's, and he pulled out his dick, and he got it sucked by a really attractive blonde teen. And I'm wondering, I mean, I'm pretty sure she was 18. I hope she was 18. And I hope to God she was 18. That's fucking Denny's. That sounds like a Denny's, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
You would believe it
if I went to Denny's and someone's like whole ass and balls were out, I would not I'd be like,
that's Denny's.
That's Denny's.
But it wouldn't happen at an IHOP. You'd be like,
no, that would never happen at IHOP. I would call the police. If I went to
Exactly.
IHOP and someone was like, you know, just people were just like going at it, I would call the cops. I'd be like, there's something happening here that is going against God, against my religion, against all religions, and you need to be here right now. Like, yeah.
It's like getting food in the hood and getting food in upscale Los Altos Hills or something like that, you know?
There's restaurants in Los Altos Hills?
Are there? Yeah,
I think there's only houses there.
What? I'm pretty sure there's restaurants
in
in Los Altos Hills. Okay, I mean, like, wait, isn't the whole area the hills?
I don't think so. I think it's just Los Altos. If it's not, like, in the hills.
For people that don't know, so Los Altos Hills is, like, the posh, upscale part of where we live.
It's, like, beyond posh.
Yeah, it's like, beyond posh. People are rich up there. They do coke, you know. They're about their life.
Coke.
They do coke.
I have a friend who lives in the Los Altos Hills, and she lives on a private road that, like, is not fully paved. And she's got, like, 3 stories, and her house is, like, hanging off a cliff or something. It's, like, crazy. And she has, like, a pool and, like, 3 dogs, and, like, they're, like, the cute kind of dogs, too. The ones that you have to take to the groomer, and they, like, trim them and, like, wash their ears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was my story.
Wait, she does coke?
No, she doesn't do coke.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, my voice cracked.
Oh, but that is, like, the kind of family that you, like, that you can go in and the kid will, like, make themselves a cocktail while their parents are just, like, reading, you know, the newspaper or, like, watching TV or something, and their parents are like, oh, make me one too, honey.
You know, do parents actually let their kids drink alcohol? Is that a thing? I've heard
my parents would never.
Yeah, mine wouldn't either, but, like, I heard that that's a thing for some families.
Some families. I feel like it's only rich families.
It is rich families, but it's super illegal. You can't give your kids alcohol.
No, you're allowed to give your kids, like, a glass of wine if it's, like, at your house. Right?
Are you?
I think so.
I would... What?
I think so. I mean, like, as long as you're not, like, getting them, like, fully drunk. I mean, like, communion.
Okay,
you go to church
that's
and,
true.
Like, yeah.
How is that legal? How is it legal for churches to give kids wine?
Yeah, that is a really good question.
That's like going to church and giving your kids a puff of a cigarette. In the name of Jesus, smoke this cigarette.
Well, when I went to a church as a child, my very religious childhood friend took me on Christmas Day, and I had to sit still in a church for like 5 hours on Christmas. And they didn't give us wine, actually. They gave us... Robert, that scared me. I thought they were, like, calling us out. They were like, you cannot be recording this in here.
Yeah. I was like, what? All right, Robert or Candy, call 6884. What were we talking about? Churches,
wine,
yeah, your
alcohol.
Your friend did what again? Your very religious friend.
Oh, she freaking took me to... When we were, like, 8, she, like, took me to this church service on Christmas Day. Uh-huh. And it lasted, like, 5 hours. Mm-hmm. And then we went outside and they were like, oh, have some juice. The blood of Christ.
Quote unquote juice. Getting kids drunk.
It was like a tiny amount too.
See, this is why.
And then they gave us like Nilla wafers.
It's so weird. Churches are weird. I don't understand the blood of Christ thing. Like, why would you want to drink someone's blood?
I don't know. I'm sure that it like means something, but like
it's a weird symbolic meaning. Like, you don't go to a black person and you're like, drink the blood of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are you talking about?
That is true. I mean,
that sounds kind of low-key racist. You're black. You must love Martin Luther King, right? I mean, I do love MLK Jr. Shoutouts, but it'd be weird. It'd be weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. So, again, I'm sure that it means something, but like...
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Sounds bad.
Not very religious.
Me too.
What does that sound? Is that water?
Yeah, it's water. I know what a water sounds like.
All right. Well, glad we have a water expert on the show. So we're going to take a question from Ryan regarding the gays. The gays, or the gays. I'm going to defer to you here. Give me your take on the LGBTQ community.
They sure exist.
They sure do exist.
They sure are there.
They have sex with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people.
Yeah.
They're a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sure are. What does this mean? It's just written, the gays.
That's what he said. I said, give me a topic. And he said, the gays.
The gays.
The gays.
Is he, like, Russian?
No, I mean, I'm adding the fact he just said the gays. But the gays sounds a lot better.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay, I wasn't going to say anything.
I was going to say it's weird how much shit gay people get in 2018 for having sex and being in relationships with someone of the same gender. Like, it's like the most illogical thing to care about. Like, oh, I hate you because you're having sex with someone that also has a penis.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're thinking that much about people like of the same gender having sex with each other, then you should maybe like examine yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably shouldn't have it on your mind that much, especially if you're straight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be put to death and be imprisoned for life in some countries for being gay.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's such a weird thing to focus on, a weird waste of time and energy. Again, I see this online a lot, where gay people get a lot of shit for being gay, and it's like a more acceptable form of harassment than like racism or sexism, or discriminating against someone because they're from a certain country or of a certain religion. And I don't see. Objectively, I feel like it should be worse to criticize someone for being like Christian or Muslim or Jewish or whatever than being gay, because the former you're talking about. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't criticize a person. I'm talking about criticizing the belief. Like, I feel like being gay is subject to criticism a lot less than believing in a magical being in the sky.
I don't know. I think that neither should happen.
Well,
disclaimer.
I am a cynical religious person. So
I know.
It could be real, and I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying there's no evidence. No evidence, and therefore I'm not going to believe in something with no evidence. Like leprechauns. Leprechauns could be real. I don't know. I've never seen a leprechaun. But if someone told me, hey, I'm going to dedicate my whole life to a leprechaun, I'd be like, all right, bro, you're tripping, but do you.
Yeah.
Prosper.
Good on you. Yeah. Glad you're happy. I don't know. I mean, like, for both things, I think it's like, I don't know. It's like criticizing someone for being, like, different than you. But, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the whole idea on why, like, gay people get so much shit is that there's, like, the idea that it's, like, a choice when it's really not.
Right, you're just gay.
So, like, the people who are, like, faggots are against Jesus or, like, whatever the fuck the signs say.
Yeah.
Like, they're, for some reason, I feel like people, like, get in their head, like, oh, this will make them see the ways of their, you know.
By telling them they should burn in hell?
Yeah. Or they'll, like, believe that, oh, they'll change, they'll go back to, you know, following the light or whatever.
Right.
When that's not going to happen. They're just going to hate themselves.
Right. I mean, it seems like one of the things that people criticize that changes like nothing about the person. Like, you can go your whole life being gay and someone may never know, right? Like, you're not culturally different. Like, a gay American and a straight American would, for the most part, probably act the same. I mean, we're assuming, you know, if it's like a gay man that he's acting like a cis gay man, right? You wouldn't be able to tell unless he told you I'm gay, or he had a boyfriend or whatever, or a gay woman, or a gay woman.
A gay woman. Gay woman.
A gay woman is dating a woman. But speaking of, why is it that gay women get less flack than gay men?
I think that it's like in a different form. Like, while, you know, you're still gonna be like, oh my god, the lesbians are evil.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of why, you know, lesbians don't like get as much like hateful stuff. I mean, they still do get a lot.
Yeah, they still get shit.
But it's because a lot of straight men are like, oh, lesbian porn is so hot. Lesbians are so hot. Right. I wish I had a lesbian girlfriend, which is like, that girl is not attracted to you, so why would you want to be with her? But like, you know, you don't really like get that as much with a gay man. Like, people aren't like, oh my god, gay men, so sexy. Or if they do, it's like alone in their rooms, like typing.
Yeah. People feel uncomfortable around gay men, but not as much. Well, guys don't feel as uncomfortable around bi or gay women.
Yeah.
But like, see, I don't understand how you claim to hate gay people, but then like you watch lesbian porn at home.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. Because it's like the same thing, except it's a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I feel like you should be banned from... I
feel like if you ever say something like, lesbians are disgusting, or homosexuality is disgusting, you shouldn't be like allowed to watch like lesbian porn.
Yeah. And a lot of people would probably stop saying that. If
yeah.
that was the case.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just look at the statistics, I mean, Pornhub puts out a review every year, and there's a lot of states that, like, their number one porn search is lesbian. So,
why do you know this?
Because, listen, I am... It's so weird to say.
Are you going to bleep out all of this conversation?
I'm not. No, I just feel like... I mean, it's kind of cool to read the reports of what Pornhub has. I don't know. I'm interested to see what America's watching. I mean, it's... I don't know. It's cool to know sometimes. Like, people looked up fidget spinners on Pornhub. Like, that was a thing.
They what?
Yeah, they looked up fidget spinners. That was a Pornhub search for, like, the whole year of 2017.
But how?
I don't know. I have no idea. See, that's interesting to know, right? Like,
yes, but cool, like, now I'm going to be, like, thinking about it.
People watching fidget spinner porn?
Yeah.
Like, that's... I don't know how it's possible. I don't know that fidget spinner porn is a thing. I don't know. But it's interesting to read the reports that they put out. I mean, for a while, Mountain Dew was like leading the United States in porn usage.
Really?
Like duration of porn usage or porn watch time. Yeah. We were leading the country a couple years ago.
Who's responsible for that?
I have no idea. I was like, holy shit, someone here is...
Damn.
Yeah, they're on their shit, man. So, cool to know, right?
I mean, I guess. I feel like Mountain Dew is so small for, like, to be leading the...
It was, like, average watch time. So, I mean, I think we're at, like, 13 minutes per, which seems like a short... I don't know.
That seems pretty short.
It seems pretty short. But other states were, like, 5 minutes or whatever. 5.
Damn, that's crazy. What
yeah, people got... Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to comment on how long people can last, but I feel sorry for a lot of women out there.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Damn.
All right, so this one comes from Madison at Madison Mitch on Snapchat. Does Brian struggle with girls because he looks kind of young?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I look like I'm 25.
No.
That's what I put here. I look like I'm 25.
Your body looks like you're 25. You look like a full-grown man. But you look at your face, you kind of have like... You've got round cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Please don't bleep this out. I know that this is against, this is making you seem bad. But you just have like a round, like, youthful face, like...
I look like I'm 25. I sound like I'm 25.
The thing is, you only struggle with girls who are, like, around your age. Older women love you.
See, okay, I'm going to just put my business out there on the podcast. One time, I was going in for, like, job training, right? We had to watch videos at this place. And there's a bank next to the security place that I work for, like the security HQ. So I'm waiting. You know, I'm dressed up all nice. There's this woman waiting outside. She's like in her 40s. And she asked to give me a blowjob, dude. It was weird. I like, she wanted to give me a blowjob right there in front of the bank with like a busy street on the other side. Like, she says, I'm cute. I'm 17 at the time, by the way. She's like, I'm cute, or you're cute. I'm like, what? I didn't hear her. So I was like, thanks. And then she says it again. I'm like, oh, okay. And she asked me to pull down my pants. And I'm like, no, you crazy. And I think, admittedly, most guys aren't adverse to BJs. But, my God, in front of a bank,
right
busy
in front
street.
of the bank, busy street.
Like, that's not going to happen.
She just wanted you to pull your whole dick out.
Yeah. Like, that's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, that's a ridiculous request. I mean, why is this old-ass lady hitting on me?
Yeah, you were, like, baby-sized.
I was... Whoa.
I mean, not sized, but, like...
That's not true.
You were baby.
I was a baby. I was a baby. 17. Don't...
Yeah. I mean, you were still tall, but, like...
Yeah.
You were baby.
But, like, yeah, just... If you're over 18, don't be asking, you know, to give head to 17-year-olds. It's not cool. Especially if you're 40. Especially if you're 40. That's pretty fucked.
Pretty fucked up, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's I feel weird about it. When does that happen? Who does that happen to?
You.
Yeah, me, apparently. If anybody else has a story about that, I'd love to hear it. Okay,
but also, don't you get hit on by, like, a lot of younger girls, too? Like, there was that, like, girl who's, like...
Yeah, I do. I don't get it. See, girls my age don't recognize that I'm their age, I guess. People think I'm, like, way older or way younger. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think I look my age. I think I look pretty fucking mature, you know. I walk outside and looking like the most mature dude in the area, you know, looking
I think
fresh.
you look like 17.
Wow, that hurts. I'm 20. I'm 20 and she's like...
Oh, yeah, I forgot that you're 20.
See? This is that bullshit, man.
I thought you were 19.
This is that bullshit, man. I turned 20 in October. So, yeah, this is that BS. People thinking I'm young. Ladies, I'm 25. As far
you
as
are not 25.
I mean, okay, to be fair, when I was 16, and 15, and 14, and 13, I was hitting on girls that were probably over 18.
Yeah.
Like, one time I went to, like, Arby's, and there was this woman, and I was spitting game, and she told me, you look like my son. What are you, 12? I was hurt. I was legit hurt. I was like, ooh. I left and just sat back down and ate my burger. Like, I just, you know, I was with my friends, too.
Damn, how old are you?
I was, like, 14.
And she was like, you look like my son.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she was wearing a fuck ton of makeup. And I was like, she's younger. I thought she was, like, in her mid-20s. I mean, probably still shouldn't have been hitting on her.
Yeah, because you were 14.
Yeah, but, I wouldn't have told anyone. I'm just gonna put it out there. I wouldn't have told anyone. I mean, it would have been cool. She probably got her own place, right? I mean, she got a kid. I would have loved her.
No, you would not have. You were 14.
Yes, I would have.
You were 14.
I was 14. I wouldn't have gotten in any trouble, for the record.
That is true.
Yeah, I would have been fine.
But if you loved her, would you risk that? Would you risk getting her in trouble?
Yes.
You love her, but not that much.
I love her, but not that much. She has a kid. What am I going to do? We're like the same age. Him and I are both adults at this point. So, I would feel weird about going back to him and being like, yo, dude, I hit on your mom. I tried to hit that. Like, the look on someone's face when you tell them that you try to hit on their mom. Woof. Fun times. What about you, though, Beck? You have any stories like that?
Of older people?
Of older people and hitting on older people.
I have never hit on someone that's, like, older than me. But okay. I do get a lot of older guys, like, hey, what's up?
Say jailbait?
Yes. I've literally been called jailbait so many times. Ooh. It's, like, crazy. The thing is, I'm, like, professionally diagnosed fuck ugly, so it's, like, crazy. One time, there was this guy whose name will be redacted because he did go to our school.
Okay.
But his whole thing was, like, he was super into me.
Uh-huh.
And he, like, paid me to do shit, so that's crazy. But
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his whole thing was that he would always be like, oh, you look like a 12-year-old boy. You're such a twink. You look like you're 12. And I was like, and, like, at the time I was, like, barely 15. So I was just like, okay. He was, like, 18 at the time. And I was, like, barely 15. So that was, should have known. But, like, thinking back on that was really fucking weird.
What, he paid you to do stuff after saying you look like a 12-year-old boy?
Yes. He hit me up again recently, too.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, hey, I'm in town for a while. You want to hang out? And I was like, sure. And now I'm, like, ghosting him. I'm not talking to him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's... I'm not a fan of random police searches, but I feel like that's the type of dude that the police should probably be like, yo, what's on your phone, man?
He almost got a police strike because he, like, sent a dick pic to this girl. Like, when he was, like, a sophomore.
Uh-huh.
Because she was, like, annoying him or something, so he sent a dick pic to her.
Why do guys do that?
I don't know.
What's up
I don't fucking know.
Why do guys just think it's cool to send, like, random dick pics to girls?
I really don't know.
Like, I mean, it never works. I don't send dick pics, but I can pretty much guarantee or guess that sending a dick pic randomly to someone isn't going to get their attention.
Don't do it. You'll never get, like, oh my god.
Right.
That's so hot. No one's ever going to do that.
Right. I mean, the thing is, a lot of girls get so many dick pics in a day. Like, you're just another dick. I mean, and even if they didn't, they still don't want to see your penis.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see your penis.
Yeah, they're pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Pretty ugly.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird for a lot of reasons. It's creepy for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. Sexual harassment. Guys are weird with girls. Guys, I don't know. Guys don't know how to act around women.
That is so true.
Which is why your boy knowing how to act is pretty fucking mature. As I said earlier, 25.
Uh-huh.
I'm mature as shit. Uh-huh. I don't send dick pics. I don't call girls names. I'm not like, oh, you're not into me? Hope this, and this happens to you. You B word. Or, like, I'm not like that. I'm just like, cool, whatever. I'm gonna do me.
Mm-hmm.
But some guys, they take shit to heart. Like, you get rejected and they'll say, like, I posted screenshots on my Snapchat the other day of some guy, and I guess, like, he really liked this girl and she wasn't into him. They were friends. But because she wasn't into him, he, like, said that he hoped that she got raped, and he, like, apparently stalked her and, like, broke her shit. Like,
damn,
that's fucked up.
Yeah. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Men,
don't deal with that shit.
Don't do this. She's not going to want you if you do that.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand.
She's going to want you even less. She's
right.
going to call the cops.
Yeah,
you're going to get arrested.
Yeah. No girl's like, oh, wow, you said I should get raped? Now I'm definitely going to love you. Like, yeah. What?
And she's going to tell all her friends about you, too.
Right.
And then no one's going to want you.
Yeah, people are going to know that you're that guy that's going around terrorizing women,
mm-hmm.
that you can't handle rejection.
Yeah.
So, pretty fucked up for a lot of reasons.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah. Speaking of women, let's talk about the Women's March. I do not know very much about this, but I do love women, so...
Okay, pass it off to me. This one comes from Francesca. Her Instagram is Francesca MTG. That's Francesca MTG on Instagram. All right, so the Women's March recently, 2018, happened on January 20th, I believe, in a lot of major cities. And basically, it's to support the Me Too movement, women's voting rights. I mean, women's voting rights. Women can have the right to vote. Women coming out to vote and participating in politics and our political system. And to protest Donald Trump for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. And obviously, that's a great thing. I think that anybody or everybody should support the Women's March, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless you hate women for any of the reasons we detailed just now. My only thing is white women. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of pictures of white women at these rallies. But if you look at the numbers, I believe for Donald Trump, it was over 50% of white women that voted for him.
Yeah.
And in the Roy Moore election, over 75% voted for Roy Moore. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand.
Will Lee Titus please come to the information desk on the second floor? Lee Titus to the information desk on the second floor, please.
Okay. That was a thing.
Okay, can we cut those out because they make me nervous.
You know what? We're gonna leave them in for just because. Mm-hmm. Fuck it. So white women.
Because you don't want to edit.
I don't want to edit. So white women. What I don't get is there's so many pictures of you guys at these marches, and yet when you vote for people with histories of sexual assault, sexual harassment towards women. Like Roy Moore, we know him as the guy that hit on a 14-year-old girl. Donald Trump, obviously his comments about touching women inappropriately, harassing multiple women because he's rich and he has money and he can. So I don't understand how you can reconcile supporting women in the Me Too movement and then voting for those type of guys.
Yeah, I have no idea why that happens. Like, they'd rather vote for if they're right leaning, they would rather vote for someone who
goes against their own interests.
Yeah, who hates women, but they're Republican.
Right.
Is that really more important to you to have someone who aligns with your political views than someone who doesn't treat women like shit?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely praise the fact that things like the Me Too movement have reached such a high level that you have celebrities, right, saying Me Too. People from everywhere showing support for the movement. But like I said, it's just weird that in action you see that women have, or white women specifically, because it seems like minority groups tend to be like, you know what, we're not going to support Roy Moore or Donald Trump. But you have this other group who is the largest group of women in the United States that would have the most power to make a difference. And they're like, oh, well, that doesn't really matter. Yeah. Then I'm going to turn around on Twitter and post, Me Too,
Yeah.
Support yourself. Don't vote for people who will go against your own interests. Mm-hmm. Just like black people don't vote for racists because they don't like us very much.
Yeah.
Don't vote for a guy like Donald Trump or Roy Moore that doesn't like you very much. Mm-hmm. But I mean, again, I still support the movement. I still think it's great that this is a thing and it happened in a lot of places, and I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm about it. If you're a guy, next Women's March, show up, support your peeps. Mm-hmm. Women, go out and vote.
Support women, respect women.
Respect women. Vote. You're the biggest demographic. Your vote means a lot. Like I said, black people, go out and vote. Vote for people that you think would support you.
Oh, this is not really related. Kind of really. At our school, I know that you've graduated a long time ago.
Yeah.
We now apparently have a Republican club.
Right.
And at lunch, they sit around and have signs that say, "Change my mind," and then a topic. And recently, the topic was, hate speech is free speech. Which yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean people can't be shut up, you're being a bitch. That's also free speech.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, they're saying that so that they can get away with saying all sorts of nasty shit without any social repercussion, which is not what free speech is. It's just so that the government can't be jail.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, free speech isn't I think that what people get confused about free speech is hate speech isn't covered under the which amendment is it? I'm dumb. I don't know.
Maybe it's the First Amendment.
Is it the First Amendment? I'm dumb.
I don't know. I feel like I should know because I'm in civics and we're studying this.
Yeah, I feel like I should know this too. I don't know the amendments off the top of my head because I'm an idiot. But I believe it's the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. Hate speech isn't covered under free speech. And usually what I've noticed is when people have something racist or sexist or discriminatory in any way to say, they're usually like, oh, well, I can say it because it's free speech.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird that they would do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Generally, people...
Is it really not covered under the First Amendment?
I believe that speech that's dangerous or incites violence is not covered. I think you can actually restrict speech in certain areas, like on school.
On school property.
Like,
it's
they can restrict
it's not
speech.
legal.
But I want to say that if you like go on TV and you say something hateful and you get sued, that's fine. Like you can sue someone for dropping the N-bomb and being racist.
Yeah.
Well, actually, can you?
I don't know. I mean, I was just going,
I'm gonna Google this real quick because I feel like it's not covered. I'm gonna take a quick hiatus. I'm just gonna cut this part out.
Yeah.
Because I'm struggling.
Unless I say something really funny.
Right. Is hate speech free speech? Oh, okay. Never mind. Hate speech is protected free speech. See, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Hate speech is protected free speech.
Yeah, but it's protected from the government, not from your peers. Your peers will still hate you if you say something like that.
Yeah.
So, it's your choice if you really want to be hated that badly.
But I don't believe that you're allowed to defame people. That's still pretty illegal.
You're still not allowed to defame people.
Yeah, defamation is legal, and like I said, inciting violence is illegal. Mm-hmm. You can't go out and be like, kill all the Jews.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, free speech. No, you would be get in trouble for that.
Yes.
Okay. So, Beck.
Oh, is it finally time?
It's time. You get to talk about astrology.
Oh, yes! Okay, so I know that Brian Young here does not really believe in astrology. He's kind of against it. He's like, oh, well, the stars don't dictate, how I should live my life or who I am.
Well, go ahead.
You're going to say something. He promised not to say anything against me this
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, let me explain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Constellations, right? You know how light travels at a certain speed. Takes a while for them to get here. Takes a while for light to get here. Most of the light you see from the stars in the sky from dead stars. Those stars are dead. They're not around anymore. The light reaches us after the stars are gone. So those stars don't exist. We're just seeing the light. I, being an idiot, don't understand how you can how the constellations of the night sky affect anything on Earth. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Becca can explain.
Well, here's the first thing. The astrological calendar, like the one with, Scorpio, the signs, it's not actually based off of, the constellations. It's not based off of, where they are. It's based off of, sections of sky.
Okay.
And while they mostly do align with those constellations and where they are in the sky, we had a conversation about this a while ago. There was supposedly a 13th sign.
Yeah, you got really mad.
I got really mad because you were like, oh, well, this is wrong. And I was, trying to explain. It's not actually based off of what's under the constellation. It's based off of, in theory, where they were a long time ago when people were like, oh, looking at the stars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not based off of where they are. It's based off of sections of sky, which are all the same, length. Because, not all constellations are, the same size. So if it was like that, it would be, super uneven, and the year would be, I don't know about constellations, actually. It would be, a bunch of Aries, and then, a tiny bit of Gemini, and then, all that other stuff. But it's not like that. It's just, it's just sections of sky.
Okay.
And also, believing in it, while no, there's not, scientific evidence for it, there's not, scientific evidence for, any, religion, really. I mean, there's no evidence that God exists.
That's why I don't believe it. That's why I say it's
yeah, but people still believe in God, and, base their, actions off of, how would God feel about this? How would Jesus feel about this?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not, basing my life off of, how the stars would feel or whatever. It's just, it's just helpful for me to,
That's fun. It's like a guideline.
Yeah, it's like a guideline. Yeah. Obviously, not every, aspect of astrology is going to fit every single person perfectly. But, for me, I was okay, disclaimer, I was very lonely for a really long time. I had, 0 friends. Mm-hmm. And I was oh, I have nothing to do. So I learned a lot about astrology. And astrology was really interesting to me because I I wanted friends. I wanted to befriend people. So I learned a lot about astrology. I learned about myself, and I just was like, oh, this kind of suits me. I know that you think it's because all the descriptions are vague.
Yeah, Barnum effect.
But I don't know. To me, it's very important to me to at least have some sort of guideline of how I should act, because otherwise I'm just gonna spread out and be emotionally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, knowing about other people, knowing their signs and how they, it just gives me a guideline of how they kind of act, even if it's not true in other people's eyes. It helps me to gauge who they are, and it helps me decide if I want to get closer to them. People like my good friend Brian, I did not know his signs until pretty recently, actually, and we became friends without me, being like, oh, he's a Scorpio.
Fair enough.
We'll be friends. So obviously it's not
it's not the end all be all.
Yeah, it's not the end all be all, but for example, I had a very bad fight with a Virgo who now has I'm not gonna name names, but he cheated on his girlfriend, and then he I don't know, he's basically had sex with all his friends, and it's caused a lot of drama, and he's just super annoying, has zero empathy. So now I don't like Virgos, because they're super picky, they have intense martyr complexes. It's just if I don't want to have people who have the same traits as people who kind of ruin my life do in my I don't want them to be
around you?
Around me. I don't want them to be around me. I'm not making really a lot of sense right now, but I don't know. It's I just believe in it really strongly because I came to astrology in a point in my life where I was very lonely and I didn't have a lot of friends. So I'm really attached to it. It helped me become more confident in myself. It helped me make friends. It helped me form opinions even if I don't know, my opinions are subject to change. I'm obviously not gonna hate all Virgos or whatever, but it was really helpful for me to start my life basically, and not just be sad and alone all the time.
It's better to have a guideline to follow than just be aimless.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
See, okay, so here's my thing. Just in life, I'm a nihilist. I don't believe in anything. I think that nothing in the universe matters. I think that the only things that matter are the things around you. Even though on a grand scale, if a meteor hit the Earth tomorrow and killed everyone, the universe isn't going to shed a tear for Earth. Meteorites hit planets all the time, kill off life all the time. So I'm my friends, my family, people close to me matter, and in my own little universe, in my own little pond, that's what matters. And I guess I don't really believe in bigger concepts, but to Beck's point, I can see how for some people having a guideline like that and having a general set of rules or suggestions on how people should live their life or how people might act can be helpful. I mean, again, I'm kind of everything is vague, everything is variable, everything's subject to change, and just do whatever so long as you're not hurting other people. And at the same time, sometimes I'm you know what? Hurting people is what makes certain people happy. That's just kind of how they live their life. And I can't tell them that, hurting people doesn't make them happy or being shitty doesn't make them happy. Obviously, certain things you'll still go to jail for because certain things aren't good for society. But, so, again, for me, it's it's kind of bullshit because, you can't really determine how someone acts or how they're going to be based off of any system, whether it be religious or not. So that's just me. But again, I respect how Beck feels. And I think that if it works for her, it works for her. And I can't hate on that. Mm-hmm. Because again, she should do what makes her happy. She should do what she feels is right. And if she feels that astrology is right, then good on you, mate.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, she's still probably going to get mad at me when I post something fuck astrology on Twitter.
Stop! I only get mad at people when they're you should not believe in astrology. And then they try to convince me astrology isn't real, which you have done in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Yep.
I'm prone to doing that with certain things. I'll be like, there's absolutely no evidence for this particular thing. So you shouldn't believe in it because there's no evidence, you know? As much as I want to believe in dragons, but big feats.
Big feats?
Big feats, that's a better name. Big feats. And leprechauns and unicorns and fairies and whatever. I don't have any evidence for any of them shits, so I can't be like, yo, I know there's no evidence for it, but dragons are totally fucking real, man. Dragons are totally fucking real. So, but, I mean, I feel like astrology probably has more empirical evidence than, like, dragons. So,
yeah.
You know.
We got dinosaurs.
Huh?
We had dinosaurs.
We had dinosaurs, but they're not dragons. They're just giant birds.
Yeah.
They have feathers.
They did have feathers. That's so unintimidating.
Yeah, I know.
It for me.
Imagine, like, a giant fucking bird screaming at you. They didn't roar either. They
T-Rex
hiss.
just seemed, like, so scary to me. But, like, now, like...
They're fluffy. They hiss. They're, like... Yeah, it's, like, not
and they
scary.
got little tiny arms.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, plus we have guns in 2018.
So we do have guns.
That works pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have no problem killing elephants and whales. I think we can kill a dinosaur pretty quick. Yeah. How do you feel about cloning, by the way? Are you pro-cloning?
I'm pro-cloning.
You don't think it's immoral?
Why would it be immoral?
I don't know. I don't have a set of morality. I think people just do whatever, so long as it's not illegal. And people are happy with what you're doing.
Is law always good?
Is law always good?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends. Do you want a society?
No, I like genuinely think that society is like so bad, and I think that like I don't know. I think that I would have been happier if I had been born when we were all like hunter gatherers and like had like little wars. Like,
see, I'm saying this as your friend. You would not survive that. You get fucked. You get fucked so quickly. Like you would be the first to go. I'd eat you for meat. I'm not gonna lie.
You would cannibalize me.
Cannibalize you. I don't give a shit.
Damn.
This killer be killed out here.
I like got away with nausea as soon as you said that. I used to have nightmares about people eating me.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had like, I'm gonna tell my nightmare, my traumatizing nightmare.
All right.
When I was a child, I would have this recurring nightmare where I was in a set of vents. They were like really well lit. Like they were like, you know those like square, like metal vents?
Yeah.
They were like that, but like they were all white and they were super well lit, and I'm not sure why. And me and my brother would be like crawling around in them trying to find our uncle, but he wasn't really our uncle. Anyways, we would search around for like what felt like hours in that dream until we finally like found him, and we would be like, "Oh my god, uncle!" And he would look up, and he would be surrounded by bones, and he would like kind of look like a pig, and he wouldn't really look like my actual uncle. I only have one. He wouldn't look like that at all. But he would like start chasing after us, and he would like either eat me alive, like he would like, and I could like feel him biting me and like eating me bit by bit as I was like crying and running away. But the only other way that I could like get out of this, or like the dream could continue, is if I accidentally like fell out of the vents to my death.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about nightmares, we get really fucked up. So I have had a lot of nightmares. Like as a kid, I used to have a lot of nightmares, which is partly why I'm not afraid of like horror stories or horror movies because I've seen like some shit in my head. Like I used to like wake up from dreams a lot as a kid. I had this one nightmare where my mom was like on a really high building and I was at the bottom and she was like at the edge and I was like, oh my god, something to say my mom. And she like fell and like hit the ground and I like heard a snap and a thud and like her neck was bent and I was like I was in shock. Like I was scared as fuck. Cause obviously and it's like one of those like super vivid dreams where like you could swear it was real.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the most devastating things. Like I could still imagine it. Like I woke up and I called my mom and told her I loved her. It was like that real.
Damn.
It like freaked me the fuck out. And that wasn't even the worst. Like I've seen my boy Jeremy. I had this one dream, or nightmare I guess, where like this dude came up to Jeremy and he like cut his throat. He like slit his throat and like threw him in like a lake. And then she was like a lifeguard. She came over to the dude that killed Jeremy. And she chopped them up into little pieces.
Damn.
And she threw his body in the lake. I was like, oh fuck. I've had a nightmare where one of my friends, he was like waiting outside my house in like the fetal position with a gun, just like
the fetal position with a gun.
Yeah, with a gun. He had like bug eyes that were like really big. And, like,
what the?
I was like, what the hell? And I've had dreams where I've been chased, where I've been stuck in a place forever, in hell. Like I've had some fucking dreams.
My most recent like super vivid nightmare. It was like the day before my birthday, like the night like, I would have woken up and I was, like, 17. I used to be 16.
You used to be 16. We all used to be 16.
Yeah, we all used to be 16. But anyways, I had a very vivid dream, and my mom, like, I was, like, in this room, this hotel room, my mom was, like, yelling at me, and I was just, like, sitting there. And she, like, went like this. She, like, tapped me, like, yeah. She, like, hit me, but, like, pretty light, and then I was like, don't touch me. And then she was like, what are you gonna do about it? And hit me again, like, really hard.
Huh?
And I, like, stood up, and I grabbed a lamp, and I beat her to death. And and she was like, and I, like, I was, like, crying. I was like, Mom, why didn't you stop? And I was, like, beating her with this lamp, and and she was, like, all woozy, and she was, like, rocking back and forth, and then I hit her, like, in the head, like, one last time when I knew she was, like, about to faint, and I heard her neck snap, and she fell to the ground, and I just was standing there with a lamp, like, looking at my mother.
You got some demons, bro.
Yeah, I woke up the next morning, I was like, Mom, I love you.
You got some, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm afraid I'm going to say something to you.
I'm
beat
sorry.
me to death with a lamp.
No, this was, like, a terrible nightmare. I was, like, not in control of myself.
Yeah, I feel you. I know that feel, man.
Mm.
I'm with you. Like, nightmares are bad. Don't have them. Don't ever have nightmares.
Don't have nightmares.
Just don't. Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know? In the middle of the nightmare, you feel like, fuck you, and wake up.
Yeah.
They suck.
I used to be able to lucid dream, and I would do that when I had nightmares.
See, that sounds so cool, man. I'd have fucking superpowers.
I would, like, lucid dream. I would, like, stare at my hand for a really long time before I went to bed. For some reason, I thought that would be, make me lucid dream, which I guess it did, because I believed that it would.
Right.
But I would have, like, a nightmare, and I'd be like, oh my fucking god, this is a nightmare. And so I would, like, look at my hand, and I'd have this remote in my hand, and I'd, like, switch channels, and then I'd, like, have a pleasant dream.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wish I could do that. Mm-hmm. My dreams suck. For, like, years. I could, like, there was a period in my life where I had nightmares, like, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I had never had a good dream. So, I mean, now I just don't remember my dreams. But, like, for a while, it was bad. So I wish I had that ability.
Yeah.
Because, fuck, that sounds so cool.
It was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I watched all of Monsters, Inc. in a dream.
You watched all of Monsters, Inc. in a dream?
Well, as much as I could remember.
Okay.
I couldn't remember that much, to be honest. So it was just kind of like Sully and the green guy, Mike Wazowski, just hanging around, like, talking to that kid.
Is Monsters, Inc. a sad movie?
I don't even remember. I don't remember any of it. I've watched it, like, 3 times. I think it is.
Is Up a sad movie?
Yes.
Is it? Is it really?
I mean, his wife dies.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, okay. So I've never cried at a movie. And, like,
I cried at all movies. I cried at Cars 3, so.
You cried at Cars 3?
Yeah.
What's sad about Cars 3?
Well,
fucking Cars.
Well, I don't know. He, like, that, like, blue car was like, oh, I wish I could be a racer, but she couldn't be a racer.
Is that what happened in that movie?
I think so.
I don't even remember. Cars 3 was such a shitty, I don't know. I don't even know.
Lightning McQueen died.
Lightning McQueen did not die.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. There's a 4th car movie.
There is?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. There's a 4th car movie.
No, there is not.
It came out, like, a year or 2 ago.
Siri, is there a 4th car movie?
You could have just typed it in, but you lazy as shit, boy. Lazy as fuck.
It just said movie.
I guarantee.
Siri
Just look at Cars 4. Google it.
Cars.
Guarantee.
Okay.
Put my life on it.
4.
Boy.
Cars 4.
Yeah, Cars 4.
Your life? Would you pay me money if you're wrong?
Hell no. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm
Will
broke.
Pixar ever do Cars 4?
What? Isn't there a Cars 4 movie?
No.
Google, you're fucking with me. You are fucking with me. Okay, do Cars 3 then.
Cars 3.
Was Cars 3 the one with, like, the supercar?
I don't know. I only ever watched Cars 3. I didn't watch the first 2 seconds.
You didn't watch the first one? Oh my god. What happened to your childhood?
No, there was the supercar. Yeah, this guy.
Oh, that was Cars 3?
Yeah.
I thought that was Cars 4.
Cars 4 does not exist, as we've established.
Oh my lord. Okay, wait. Cars 2 was the one about the spy.
I do not know because I didn't watch
Oh, yeah,
it.
you didn't see it because you don't have a childhood. You didn't watch Ed and Eddie. You didn't watch Great Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You didn't watch Invader Zim. You didn't watch Hey Arnold, Codename Kids Next Door. All these shows. All these great shows you missed out on.
I watched Clifford.
Watch Clifford. Now watch Clifford.
Damn.
No. What even is Clifford?
It was about this big red dog.
No, I know what it is. I'm just saying, like, what is he? How did he get so big? Why would somebody want him? Why isn't the U.S. government, like, tracking that motherfucker down? A giant-ass dog like that is a danger to society. fucking shoot him.
Yeah, she would like ride him to school like on his head.
That's dangerous.
He used to be like super tiny too.
Yeah, and he grew up. And he got
How did he
fucking
grow
big.
up?
I don't know. Growth hormones.
Steroids.
Steroids. Yeah, he's on roids, man.
Mm.
Fucking Clifford the Big Red.
Don't say this. Bleep that out.
I'm not gonna bleep that out. It's my podcast. We're gonna say whatever we want. And we talk about a lot. Like Clifford and bad dreams and how guys are assholes. And the Women's March and white women, again, I'm gonna say this one more time. Don't vote against your interests. Do not vote for guys with a history of sexual assault and sexual harassment. Don't vote for pedophiles. Vote for good candidates that you think would be good for society, not just because they're the same political party. That's important. That's an important message because
I'd like to also add that making fun of other women for like subscribing to like certain ideals, like if you're like, oh my god, liberal women are so annoying, like that's not gonna make men like you better. Just saying.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Like, think for yourself. Come on.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna put this in there. Being a guy, talking to other guys, it's weird. Well, it's not weird. It's kind of the norm. How little guys respect women that can think. Like, guys question women who have a take on anything to the maximum. Like, if a girl's into sports, or she's into politics, or she's into science, like, guys critique the fuck out of her. Mostly for her looks. If she's not, like, attractive, guys will criticize the fuck out of you. But, yeah. Don't try to please men. We are not worth pleasing. Guys are pretty shitty. Like, this is coming from a dude. Guys are shitty. Vote for who you think would be the best. Support other women. Support each other. Go to the Women's March. You know? Talk to other women. Empower yourselves. Raise your daughters to be scientists and politicians and business owners. That's good. That's what we should be aiming for. Not tearing down another woman because her foundation is whack.
You should rename this podcast the Support Women Podcast.
The Support Women Podcast. Yeah, that'd be a good name. See, I sound like one of the... Did I send you the snap yesterday or on Friday? Yesterday was Friday. On Thursday, about how there's this girl in my class and she was like crying.
Oh yeah.
That was so annoying. I was like, fuck you.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. For the people that don't know, because nobody knows, I sent.
I know.
Yeah. So I'm in a sociology class, right? And we took a test that was like an implicit bias test. And there's this chick who the words I used to describe her were so white that she puts mayo and sour cream in between two pieces of Wonder Bread and eats it. I don't really vibe with her. I don't like her.
That was a way better way to say that.
I don't like her. So we took the implicit bias test, and her results were moderately prefers white people, even though she's like super white and likely grew up around a bunch of other white people. She was like crying in class. I was like, shut up, man. It's like internally, like, shut up. Like, you don't feel that way. Or if you do, I don't know. I just don't feel like somebody should be crying because their test results say that they moderately prefer white people as a white person. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I got strongly prefers black people, which is, I don't know. I didn't really grow up around a lot of black people, so I don't really know how valid the test is, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Also, doesn't it have like a disclaimer on the thing that's like, this is not actually completely accurate.
It's
this
not.
could be wrong.
It's not. It's
this
like,
is almost definitely kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. She was freaking out about it.
She made such a big deal of it. That's so stupid.
But see, the thing is, she came into it knowing that it would... Because she was like... The first question she asked was like, what if we get a result we don't like?
Oh.
Like, that was like before we took the test. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, do you maybe have some biases that you think the test is going to reveal beforehand?
Yeah.
And then the test confirmed that you may have had those biases, and you're like, oh shit, now everybody thinks I'm a racist. And I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying it's kind of weird. You know, like, you don't go into a test like, what if we fail? You know?
I feel like she made such a big deal of it. Like,
She did. She made a huge deal of it. It was like, bro, shut up. I don't know.
This implicit bias test also has like all sorts of other, subsets. There's like black, white. There's skinny, fat. There's
religion.
I
think there's class. I want to say there's
I think there's class,
Yeah.
and I think there's like gay people.
Yeah.
Native American versus immigrant American or like European American. Yeah, all on Harvard website. This is a plug.
Yeah, this is a plug for Harvard. Give us money. Yeah, it's like the Myers-Briggs test. I mean, you can't put a person's whole personality into like 12 types. I mean, take it for what it is.
Oh, when I was in psychology, the guy was like, yeah, Myers-Briggs was like complete bullshit.
Yeah, it is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's probably the same thing with this implicit bias test. Before we wrap this podcast up, I got a couple basketball questions. Beck, you don't care about basketball,
I don't care about basketball.
You don't give a shit about basketball.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't care. No, I don't think any of my friends really fuck with basketball. So one of the questions was... Huh?
You're a martyr.
I'm a martyr. What? No, I'm not a martyr. Wait a second. I did not just say I'm a martyr. Government, police, do not take these words by this white girl trying to get me arrested. I'm not a martyr for shit. What's up? This is Brian from the future. I'm editing in this part of the podcast pretty abruptly to answer the basketball questions. I didn't have them in front of me at the time, so I didn't really know what I was answering, so I kind of just went off the top of my head and I didn't give the proper shout out. So I'm going to do that here, just answer them really quickly. So the first question we have is from XO Munez3 on Twitter. Talk about which team has a better future, the Lakers or the Kings. I think that they both have decent futures. I'd probably say the Lakers. I think that a core of Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Jordan Clarkson, and Julius Randle is better than a core of De'Aaron Fox, Skal Labissiere, Buddy Hield, and Willie Cauley-Stein. I think they have a couple other guys. Dylan Brooks, I think. No, he plays for the Grizzlies. My bad. I just like the Lakers core better. I think that they have higher upside. I think that Lonzo, well, maybe not Lonzo, but Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Julius Randle are already better than all of the Kings' young guys. Likely better than all of them will be, excluding De'Aaron Fox. So I probably go with the Lakers. And this one is from Andres R. with 4 S's. Which NBA player would have accomplished the most had it not been for injuries? I would probably have to say Greg Oden or Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was an MVP before his multiple knee injuries. He was essentially Russell Westbrook before Russell Westbrook was Russell Westbrook. And I wonder if he could have continued on that trajectory had he never had those devastating ACL injuries. Greg Oden, number 1 pick over Kevin Durant. His career was kind of over before it started, and he's always the biggest what if guy. What if he had stayed healthy? Would he have been the next dominant big? I think that a name you could also throw in there is Dwayne Wade. I mean, obviously he's a Hall of Famer, top 30 player of all time, but I really, really, really do wonder, had he stayed healthy, could he have been a top 20 player? Could he have really been... I think he's even mentioned this. If he had stayed healthy, he would have been as good as LeBron. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that it's not true. If Dwayne Wade had stayed healthy, I really do wonder. I wonder how that would have changed the Spurs series. I wonder how it would have changed the Dallas series. I don't know. But those are my 3 biggest. I'd probably say in order. I'd go Oden, D Rose, and then D Wade. But those are the basketball questions, and on to the ending of the show. All right.
I tuned all that out, but
yeah,
I support
okay.
you.
Yeah, she supports me. Okay, so end of the podcast. And Beck, any closing statements?
I had a great time with my good friend Brian.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, like I said, if you like this podcast, share it, tell your friends about it, review it, tell us what we can do better, tell us what you liked. And
it's pretty long.
It's pretty long. Well, podcasts are about an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. And we will see you on the next one. I don't know about Beck specifically.
I would come back.
She would come back. But I'll probably try to get my other friends on, the Steak Bros.
Okay. Not good enough for
you. We gotta switch it up. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. We can discuss shit. I don't really care. We can talk about whatever. But till next time, peace.